So, I saw It Chapter 2, and while I didn't review the first one, I figured I might as well talk about this one anyway. And I was pretty excited for this movie because I like the original miniseries, and I like Chapter 1 despite some issues. But those issues are still around in this one, and honestly, even more so than the first movie. These movies are weird to me because it feels like they really want to make a movie series with heart and good characters, but they also really want to make a brainless jump scare festival. They're trying to please everybody, and I don't think that works. Because trying to be both at the same time isn't really possible without feeling disjointed. In both of these movies, the best parts are when the characters are interacting with each other. I think everybody agrees with that. The characters fully carry these movies, and they make the movies enjoyable even when the movies are being kind of annoying. I loved seeing the second movie's version of the adults, and as everybody said, the casting on the adult versions of the kids is perfect. Most notably Bill Hader, who's the best out of everybody, and I'm glad everybody loves him in this movie because Bill Hader is capable of a lot, and I wish more people knew that. Watch Barry, it's good, I promise. However, when the characters are alone in these movies, it basically means it's time for a scary scene. And if we're being honest, the scares in this movie get worse and worse and worse. For me, I think the most effective scare in the whole series is the first one when Georgie meets Pennywise. Because at this point, you're new to the story and you don't know what's going to happen. But after that, watching Pennywise eat people isn't really that exciting. Here in the second movie, every single scary scene is structured in the exact same way. The character's alone in a spooky place, the music swells up, and then it gets quiet for a second, and then a spooky thing pops out. It happens so many times, and in this movie, it's really the worst thing ever. There's a huge middle chunk of this movie where it's just jump scares, and it's the same kind of jump scare, and I absolutely hated it. It is so predictable and monotonous, and I really did not enjoy this part of the movie. And what makes it worse is that the second movie is close to 3 hours long. When I heard this, I was pretty excited because I thought it means we would get more character work. But no, that just didn't happen. It was just a chance to squeeze more stupid scares into the movie. And the thing is, when Pennywise is scaring kids, it works a lot better. In the first movie, I kind of gave the jump scares a pass because Pennywise's whole thing is trying to scare kids as effectively as possible so he can eat them. But now that they're older, it's the same kind of movie just with older people, and it doesn't work as well. It doesn't feel as effective when it's grown-ups being scared by these ridiculous scenarios. It all really kind of boils down to the fact that I really wish this movie was just a little smarter with how it scares people. But anyway, despite these issues, I did actually like some things in this movie. As I said, the characters fully carry this movie, and any scene of them just hanging out and talking was perfect. I also really liked when the movie flashes back to show the kids hanging out and seeing how their interactions have changed as they got older. And also, this movie is actually pretty funny. The humor totally works for me because it's usually our characters reacting to how insane this situation is. Like, if I was being tormented by a Lovecraftian space monster who dressed up as a clown while I was in my 40s, I would probably be making jokes too. And I went into this movie with high hopes, I was pretty optimistic, and I really wanted to enjoy it. But compared to the first movie, it honestly was a little disappointing. I really like the beginning of the movie and how it sets everything up, and I really do enjoy the ending and how optimistic it is. But the middle chunk is just not fun to watch for me. So for the sake of consistency, I'm going to go ahead and rate both of these movies. I would probably go ahead and give It Chapter 1 a solid 8 out of 10. And that leaves It Chapter 2 with a slightly disappointing 6 out of 10.